What's up, guys? Today we're going to be building the Toyota standard cab exo cage on this here pickup to the side of me. Let's get it going. Now, sorry guys, I'm a little nervous, so you got to work with me here. But today we're going to be using a tube roller, okay? This is a Bailey tube roller. Well, I got this really cheap on Facebook Marketplace. That's the only reason I honestly have it. Otherwise, I can't afford those tools because we're saving up for big boy tools and a new shop. So let's get that going. But today we're gonna be also working with a broken Everlast welder. They're sending me parts. It's part of the warranty and everything. Great machine. It's put in work, but the fan took a shit. They noted it when I got it in the order that it was, acting up, but is what it is. They're sending me a new one. I'll get it fixed up hopefully this week. But that being said, use this Amazon Power i-MiG 200, and this thing literally lays dimes. It is a beautiful machine, and I hope you will like all the work that we do with Everlast machines, because what we cut out everything with is our Everlast 62i. Now it's one bad bitch of a machine. Oop, can't say that. It's one bad bone to the machine, and this is our first ever cut with it. We have not dialed it in anymore on this, but this is 3/4 inch, and look at that clean, nice cut. Like I said, that's our first cut. We have not cut any more 3/4 inch, but we just wanted to see if we were able to. Jibber jabber, let's show you the project that we got this here pickup. It is one mean looking unit. Toyota 8-inch mini axles. The 8-inch pod size. This does have an aftermarket axle. I believe it is a diamond housing. It could be wrong. There's a lot of fabricated housings out there now. It doesn't look like it's trail gear, but obviously everyone, I'm sure they'll post in the comments and figure out what it is. But here is, this isn't exactly, but this is where the WFL Walker Fab Lab front hanger extension kit came from. Basically, we do this around our area, and I figured, since I have the capabilities, I'll make a kit for everyone else so they can move their axles farther forward and clear 42s and not have to worry. This one I didn't do. I'd prefer the axle to be a little bit farther forward with a little bit different setup of springs, but each, different strokes for different folks. But it's a clean rig, and let's get this built going. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to assess the rig and see, what kind of, design layout that we can kind of roughly do on this. Some people cut their fenders, too much. Some people cut their fenders, not enough, or some people don't cut them at all. This one actually happens to be just about right. So now we can manipulate it the way we want it. And I know I got a few words that I say consistently, so sorry. You're just going to have to work with me. But this is the rig we're working with, and I'm going to start measuring and getting some tubes bent up, and you'll watch me get those prepped. Alright, so this fender is, really beat up. I'm going to try and straighten it out a little bit so it just looks a little better. I like everything just a bit better. Let's see what we got to work with. So, okay, so this side's a little bit more beat. So you can see this All right, let's get this worked out first. This one, this is the main. It's almost freaking a certain shape. And then we'll work on this one, okay? Because that looks like it'll fan out once I'm done. And then after we get this crease worked out from this one, we'll then work on this one. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a slight little crease. It's like it all just bulged out in a way. I don't know. We'll get it figured out and make it neutral looking, but the rest of the fender's not too bad. We'll work this and fill this gap so that you know, it looks just cleaner, because our continuous A-pillar, sorry, let me get you adjusted. Our continuous A-pillar is going to come down and then drop down.
We got our makeshift pad basically here, and we're going to work out this one first, then we'll do this one and then this one. So, let's get this going. There's that little piece worked out already. Paint chip and fade is going to happen on here. That's a given. Just trying to make it a little nicer. Blanket bag.
All right, so we got the tubes cut. They're right here on the table, just out of sight of camera. I got these caps, all right? And I basically got it where so dialed I can put the cap in, smack it in there, and it sets itself in there. Now I'm gonna TIG weld these up, okay? And you're gonna see that right now. So we're getting this cut right now. So the shop hand had a question, and we had a low spot right here, and he didn't know what to do, right? He was texturing this tube, you know, stage 1 of texture. So he asked what he should do. Should he grind it more on this side? And I was like, well, that's usually option 1. So we tried it. He grinded a little bit, right? And we kept checking it with a square, like he does, and it wasn't square right off the bat. Now it is square about now, but it wasn't square at the time. So I was like, all right, well, grind down to a happy medium on this side, but make sure we don't, you know, blow through and show the cap. So once he grind down, we cleaned it up just a little bit, which I don't know. Nope, it's not. It's just reflection. Grinded it down a little bit, and then I TIG welded the little low spot so he can then grind down flush that little low spot on this corner. So as you can see, he got it cleaned up in that little bit of time. And now this is step 1 of the process. As you can see, we got our little profile on our edge, which is like, say, I don't know, 30-degree profile, little bevel all the way around that. And now he's going to get the sander out, and we're going to sand these to shape. Now we always start with the face, get that sanded, make it all look pretty, and then we start with the whole outside perimeter. The last part is the bevel. You always worry about the bevel last. And that's how you load her up. Okay, so we got our tubes for the start of our rock sliders here. I'm going to show you how we are going to do these rock sliders today. We're going to get our first clamp block in position. We'll take it over to the bender, let it bend all the way to the degree needed. To the video.
Stop it.
Yep. Okay, go. So loading the low-fast M600X HD, as it used to be called before they upgraded the machines, can be kind of a, booger for some people. You want to find the hole that you're using your die in. So this is a 4.5-inch centerline radius die. You're going to put it in a 4.5-inch centerline radius hole. Now when you do that, you'll need to pull your machine down because there will be pressure from the ram sometimes. Take your middle finger, pull the back plate, your thumb, and push the pin. Close your valve, and you pump it just barely snug. Not cranking on it with no lever, just snug. And then that is your zero. If you do that every time, you will have a consistent 0-degree mark. So we're going to be taking this bender, and we're going to be bending this material probably about 90 degrees, and I don't know if it's going to be past 90 degrees. So let's get this bending.
Go.
There's your material bed.
Go.
Now we're going to repeat steps 1 and 2. Put the clamp down, clamp it in. We're going to repeat process like we did with the first tube. And we're going to get the bending. So we're going to get these clamps all bolted up. Go ahead and slide that on there, please. We'll bring it all the way down. Put another one on there, please. And all this is, right there, all this is to do, step back real quick. All this is for is so that it'll help us make sure that our stuff is on the same plane through. We don't need it perfect, but we need it within, a quarter of a degree. Now, some people may want it, better. Some people may not care. But that's our spec, and we stick to it. So as you can see, we got our clamp and our line marked. We're going to get our clamp loosely fitted up. Slowly tighten it down evenly. We're going to move it out just a little bit so we can get our wrench on it. It's still lined up perfect, right where I need it. I'm going to tighten it up nice and evenly. And this clamp down here is just a cheater, like I said, just to keep everything in plane. Because if we didn't have this one all the way down there, that's going to happen. And then our tube is not level, as you can see. So now, as you can see, we have all 3 of our clamps. This one's our helper, this one's our main bending die, and this is our previous bending die for this bend. You can see that this clamp is flush on the table, or level, plumb, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. It's all the same. But it's all in line and on plane. Now we're going to tighten this clamp up And you're gonna see us bend these in the Rope Fab M600 XHD. So as we load this up for our next bend, we're gonna prepare it just like I showed you in the video. Tighten it up, zeroed, and we're ready to bend. So our shop hand is getting our one tube situated, zeroed out. We got to bend one at 90 degrees again, 94 degrees I mean, so we can get our sliders going. I screwed up. I forgot that the thing is only certain capabilities, so the spacing between my return bend on a very hard bend would not do it, which is fine. I'll adjust my design like I normally do to make it work. Getting this bent up. He's gonna get this at 94 degrees. So we got our tubes cut, bent, got one done up, cleaned up, and in the configuration of what we're looking for kind of a slider. We're gonna get this one cleaned up and you're gonna see it. First thing to do. Might need a new pack.
Maybe.
There's that too. That one's ready to go. So we're gonna get the TIG welder all set up. And we're gonna tack weld this tube on. This is what we're looking for our tile.
Get top welded up so we can move on to the next piece.
And what's up, guys? Today's another day and we got the shop dogs here just like every other day. So we're gonna get the show on the road with these rock sliders. I got over here a couple tubes. I'm about to notch, and you're gonna see me notch one, and then we're gonna get them tacked up, and then hopefully get the sliders semi-mounted up. Let's get it going.
So, just keeping it consistent on our marks.
We're gonna come over here. Got just a simple paper towel and some. Sorry, the camera's just a little dirty. Let's clean that up. Okay, a little better. Paper towel, Dawn dish soap and water. Clean that up, or spray that. We'll clean up the tube, the outside. Get any residual grease, residue, what yada yada from notching and everything else. The mill scale. The process of, putting this tube together, there's a lot of oils on this tube. So we get it cleaned up decently and set up. This one's kind of torched, so we'll grab one more single paper towel. Don't spray it as much because I sprayed it again before off camera. Remove this one, clean this one up. So I forgot to record the first one, but I tacked the first tube. And I'll show you, this is just how I do it. I like to TIG them. Some of the tack welds are for tack welding everything together. And that way it's really nice small tack welds to burn over when I MIG weld these together. And it's pretty. I just touched right there, but it's alright. It's a tack weld. Not passing those expensive ones. Because some of you guys charge your customers that, consistently. Well, that's one thing I cannot do in our area because it is very hard to even get them to pay the correct price because everyone wants a deal. Everyone can't afford that. They don't think you're worth. So I got these brackets all drawn up. I forgot to do it on camera. I'm getting in the hang of this. And got them here up on my screen. I got my machine on, zeroed. I'm about to fire it up. So you're gonna see those parts get cut. So we hit cycle start. Cut out. Relatively very easy parts, so nothing fancy to see. But we get it done. We need, and now we're gonna go get them cleaned up. So we're here at the computer. We're just gonna exit out of this. Okay, we're gonna go to our Inkscape. We'll open that. Delete this. And what we'll do is we'll go duplicate. And literally just make more. With that much spacing. And we need 6 of them. I should just stack them like this. because it makes more sense on my sheet. Okay, file, save, exit. Gotta go back to sheet cam because we have to convert it to a job that it'll understand, or a file that, you know, or yeah, file that it'll understand. And we're gonna click all those. Move to layer, new layer 2. Like this, inside offset 0, 3/16 arc, and 30 inches per minute. And we're gonna make another layer, outside offset 2, and then there's our outside path and final part. So then we're saving job, save, yes, post process, done, that's done. Now we're gonna go here. And we will find rock slider plates. Okay. And we're gonna zero everything automatically. Regenerate. Make sure we have our correct parts up here, which we do. And now I'm actually gonna zero our machine over here with off camera. Yep. And we're gonna zero it, regenerate tool path, and it's ready to rock. Alright, so we got some sliders mounted up. A little different style than what you'd normally see. I like being different on each rig, so everyone can be proud of their rig and not just feel like they're the same. But right in here, I think I'm gonna maybe add a plate so when they open up the door they can stand on that plate and knock their windshield wipers off. And then right in here, I think about putting a traction type plate as well. We got 3 tubes right in here right now, plated, all 3. We'll do a 4th one right here, and then when we connect down, we'll also do probably a 5th, but we'll see how that all goes and lays out. We're gonna start bending up our tubes for our continuous A-pillar. So we got both mocked up, tack welded up with plates. We'll add more legs as we build, but this is a good start. We got both sides, like I was saying. Looks pretty good.